Alright guys, it's me again. You should be able to hear me this time. So yeah, I know my shit is a mess, but I don't care. So this is what 3 weeks or 4 weeks of quarantine looks like. So I realized I haven't done, I've done a few drawing videos now. I looked at my channel and I saw I've done like 70 plus videos in the playlist already. I started telling you and explaining how to do things, and then I just did a whole bunch of videos without saying much. So one more time, I'm just going to show you and explain a little bit of how to do the type of drawing that I do, which is draw what you see. Now, if you followed through the entire playlist, you go from drawing stick figures, cartoon characters, all the way to drawing the people that I have been doing. You also know the difference between a left-handed picture and a right-handed picture. You know shadow drawing. You know how to do a reverse drawing and do erasings, not drawings. And you hopefully can see, as I do, my own work improving. Now, oddly enough, yesterday it was my date of birth, just 38 years later, and it's probably just a mental thing for me, but I seem to notice when my work it gets better, like the quality of my drawings get better every year around this time. Like if I keep drawing around this time, it gets better and better and better. And the recent picture that I was requested to do, this one is like one of the best ones that I've ever done, I think, personally. So that is proof that if you keep drawing, you are going to get better and better the more you keep doing it. So this is one of the music videos I was using for that particular drawing. This picture speaks to me, like I wanted to do it, but I know it's going to be too easy for me to do. But it's a good picture to show as an example for a starter. And Tom up. I already got a video for the latest one. I literally uploaded a video. I did a picture of Midnight Raven holding my head that she just recently beheaded. I know she's bored stiffers in the quarantine as well, so I thought I would cheer her by drawing her a Halloween picture since I know she likes Halloween. Okay, so what you can do is you can take the picture, do a print screen, and save it to the computer. If you have Windows 10, you can change it to black and white. Now if you're just starting out, this is what I would recommend you doing. You don't want any color, because when you're drawing what you're seeing, it is the shade and shadow that is what draws the picture and defines the shapes of the objects and stuff, not the light highlighted areas. If I go immediately to try and draw the forearm here, it's not gonna look correct. Instead, I'm going to be going for the shadows, like the creases of the dress here and the one little line that I see here. This shade around here is going to draw the shape of the torso and the body, and it's also going to draw the arm for me. This line for this one line of the sleeve, and I see a crease here, and there's a dark shadow underneath here. That's going to draw the rest of the picture for me without having to worry about any of the highlighted stuff. And then you just go to shade and grade slowly, and start light, shade light, and then increase the shading as much as you want until you get the right tone and the right shading. Remember, black and gray and white are not colors, they're shades. It bugs me sometimes when I see people say, oh, my favorite color is black. I'm like, no, it's not a color. It's a shade. So I'm gonna get my shit ready. I might. What I'll do is I'm probably gonna do it two ways. I'm gonna probably upload 2 videos where I will probably do the full version video, and then let's charcoal. And then I'll probably do the other shit where I shorten it. Now I reckon the other thing that I do, which is kind of priority for me, if I want to focus and produce a good quality drawing, I need to get lost in the drawing that I'm actually doing. Everything I do is instinctive. I'm gonna stop short of saying that it's meditation, but it's pretty close to it, to be honest, because I pick music or sound that's relating to the subject of what I'm drawing. So I'm going to be using the music that this comes with, and I'm probably not going to be able to talk much because I'm going to focus. If I talk, I get distracted and I don't produce the best drawings. So if I stop talking as much, you know why. I do listen to these videos, like I have them on in the background sometimes, and alright, so the first thing that I'm gonna try and do, because I'm a lefty, and this picture is a lefty picture because the person's going from left to right, not the other way around. No, never mind. This is a right-handed picture. I got it mixed up. All right. So the first thing I'm gonna do is decide where I'm gonna start. Let me. Problem is, with trance music, you're supposed to have it loud, but not the way. So, first off is deciding where to start, and depending which hand you are dominant with, you start on the left or you start on the right. You can go ahead and start doing guidelines if you want. If you want to do a figure and do everything the way you're taught. Or you can just trust in yourself and know that you can, if you just stick to the lines and the shadows, you don't need any guidelines because they are, in fact, the guidelines. So where I'm thinking about starting is either on this side, or I'm thinking about just starting with the head and doing the hairline. Because if I do this hairline, it's going to draw the side of the face, it's going to draw the lips for me, and it's going to draw the chin. It's very dark around here. It's the darkest point of the hair right now. So it goes from the point of the chin here all the way around to the side. And we don't even have to worry about eyes with this picture, so it's a nice beginner one. And The main secret behind a good drawing or a good attempt is to have confidence with the pencil or pen or whatever you're using the brush. Everything that you do, every pencil mark, every action you do only enhances or adds to a picture. It never takes away. If you hesitate, if you stop and think that it's not going to come out right, or you're wondering this and wondering that, you're going to get inside of your own head. So when you are doing hair, you want to go with the strokes of the hair, so that this part is going like there's a gap here, and then it's going out this way. So you want to just keep doing the lines in the pattern of the hair that you're trying to do. This part's going down. Just draw the individual strokes of hair. I mean, trying to make sure that this doesn't go down. Yeah, okay. You don't want too many distractions, because like that's what I'm trying to say. You're wanting to try and focus on what you're wanting to do. If you get distracted, it's going to only hurt it. Concentration, focus, as well as skill and confidence in your own ability, is what produces a good drawing. If you become distracted too much, you're not going to have a good quality. But that's the same about, you can say the same about everything. It's the same with Ferdix quite even, because every time when he plays the NBA game recently, I notice every time he's talking with a chat, it's when he starts to do poorly and starts to do poor, but as soon as he stops and concentrates, his game picks up and he gets much better results. It's much more noticeable when he was playing Need for Speed. But it's the same in all out, like it's... So, what I'm doing here is that the reason why I'm leaving a gap here is because there's a spot on the picture in the hair that I see that's black, that's a lighter black, and there's a middle light patch. So I'm trying to hold that off until I'm confident to fill it in. So I'm trying to make the left side of this as dark as I can, and then just keep doing individual lines. It's the same way as doing fur on a cat. You want to keep drawing the lines. I mean, we can't see the individual hair, but by doing this, you are going to get the same effect as what you see in the picture. And also the same effect as if you were doing a pet, like a cat or tiger, anything with fur. So the pencil that I'm using for the initial, the one I'm using right now, is just a regular pencil, like a mechanical pencil that you get from the dollar store. I got this from the Family Dollar. And I got the refill leads from the Dollar Tree. And I do okay with these pencils. Like You don't need huge expensive pencils. They're just luxuries. Okay, so we see that there's hair. And when you're starting out drawing, I would recommend just sticking to female characters, female models, just to start, because they are much more. You're gonna learn a lot more skills with drawing of a woman than you are of a guy, just because women are more fun to draw, because there is so many differences. Guys are basically all the same. They like have short crop hair, muscle t-shirt, or you have the nerdy type. You have the Jonathan Crane, and you got the thin, tall guys with muscle eyes, or you get the, you know what I mean, the nerdy type or the muscle types. And they don't have too many hairstyles unless you do in the anime, but even the anime version of the hairstyles are pretty much all the same with a big cut. But with women, they have so many like different hairstyles. There's so many different variations. So all I'm trying to do here is just draw the individual strands of hair. I'm trying to go back to where I started from and down to follow it. What I'm not doing is drawing or trying to draw the face. I'm trying to draw the hair, because that's where the shade is. That's where the shadow is. And as I keep saying, the say and draw what you say is such a misnomer, because you don't. You're drawing a shadow. But you don't see the shadow, you're seeing the hair.
Carry our dreams to keep them alive. In a world of faith and beauty, you are timeless inside.
Alright, so the next section of hair connects with here. So if you were a right-handed person, you probably would want to start on the left and go over to the right. But because we're a lefty, or southpaw, whatever you want to call it, I'm trying to start on the right and move to the left, so I don't have to worry about my hand rubbing against any of the pictures or the pencil. And don't be too concerned with trying to get too much detail to start with. Right now we're just basically getting the shape. So I'm trying to get the shape of the body and the hair, and I'm not going to worry about anything else here, because I will worry about that later after we have the person drawn. Okay, so let's leave a gap here. And that is a common mistake I see with most pictures that I see people do, is that they try to draw a woman's hair perfect, like no strands all over the place, and it does actually subtract it from a good quality picture, because there's no such thing as perfect, and there's always strands of hair being blown about. There's always wind. So if you draw a picture with a person's hair perfectly in place without a strand out of place, it's going to look wrong. Because your mind's going to tell you that that isn't normal. So yeah, this is gonna be time consuming. If you want a really good quality picture, don't do something like this unless you have the time to back it up. But yeah, you can always come back and finish it when you have more time, but it is not a good idea. This is how I know I'm going to be a good pilot, because I can sit for hours and do this. And yeah, this is only going to be like an hour and 40 minutes tops. Maybe I'll start doing bigger pictures, like bigger stuff, but I don't know very well. So yeah, I am aware that the hair is darker, not grey, so, but you could make it as black as you want. By the time you're done, the pencil is going to fade a little bit, the color or the shading fades, and you're just going to have to go over it again. So you got to be careful here because this is where the forehead and the side of the head joins is really is right here. Around here is where the joining and the side goes up, and you got the frown over the covering the eyes here. So you got to pick the spot because you got the hair in going in two different directions. That's another reason why I have the picture up and zoomed in like this, is so I can see the different directions of the hair. But yeah, really, you don't really... I mean, I know all those guides and videos that people teach you to do, that show you safety guidelines and how to draw heads and stuff like that and bodies, and you really don't need them. Because you already have the natural ones that the body gives you. So this goes right to the point. The other hairline goes right at the point here. So we go down here, change the direction. And remember, you can always go darker, but you can't go lighter without erasing, and that's like a cardinal sin. When you're trying to do a drawing like this, erasing and rubbing out is a cardinal sin unless absolutely dire. Any kind of mistake you can either incorporate into the picture or change or fix. You never need to erase unless it's part of the picture, like drawing bricks. So I'm not just going backwards and forwards, even though that's what it looks like. I'm just going down, back up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I'm just going fast, so because I am aware of your precious time. And again, we're just going a different direction because that's the strands of hair are going a different direction. Down, up, down, up. I'm not just going backwards and forwards and shading it in. I'm actually drawing the individual strands of hair. The effect and the end result is basically the same. It looks like shaded, but you get more of a hair look than you do from just shading. Alright, so I know what you're waiting for. So am I, to be honest. I was kind of holding it off. Now, where I'm starting to approach what I would call the critical phase of the picture. It's either going to make it or break it. It's either going to be a really good one, close enough to the picture, or it's going to be something close, because we're going a different direction and we're starting to draw the face. And you've got to really pay attention to the shadows on this bit. Now, what I'm talking about is the bridge of the hair. There's shadow and shade in like 4 or 5 separate directions. One underneath the eye here. This light skin, shadow, light skin, shadow, darker shade on the inner side of the nose. On the hair here, it's lighter, it's grayish. Here, it's black. So you got different colors, different shades, but they're also going different directions. So if you start to get uncomfortable, or you feel you're not doing something right, or it could destroy it, just do small, tiny just do small, tiny things, and keep assessing and looking and referencing to your picture as you go. Now, this is where I'm going to use my shader, because it's not an actual drawing line or a shadow or anything to use. It's an actual shadow of the eye. So I'm just trying to focus. So you just do small, tiny adjustments, and as you feel like you're getting it, or if you need to correct something, you can change or fix it. Go small and work your way up until you feel confident enough that you've got what you're looking for. Yeah, so we got a bit of a head going towards the mouth, but I want to make sure I get the shadow of the nose right. So I'm going to bring this back in, which this is only a cardboard tube, and I got this at Walmart with the pencil set. And you just use the pencil on paper, and eventually you'll get something like this. We're going to be careful because the nose at the bottom is darker, but the rest of the nose is light. So we're going to go we don't see any nostrils. We just see plenty of shadow at the bottom. We're going to be careful because the edge of the nose goes right to the edge of the face here. So as you can see, I started off black there and it's already fading because of what we're doing here.
Am I just a feeling you
I like this, to be honest. I only recently started using this to do shading of the skin in black and white pictures.
Wherever you go, I follow you all the way. But I could see we're one, but not the same. So don't just stand there in the dark, 'cause I haven't left you. I have been there from the start.
And I'm using this now to draw the shade and shadow that I see on the face. I'm not using the pencil because we don't need any harsh lines for this part. It's all soft shade, soft shadow. My lips is my weakness. I'm not good at doing lips.
Don't just stand there in the dark, 'cause I haven't left you, and I have been there from the start, and I won't forget you. The distant stars will
So we got the hair, we got the lips.
know we could never be apart.
A bit of a hair strand here, there, and let's touch up the nose shadow at the bottom.
Can't see it in your eyes, and I know that hope is near, but the light is fading. I can feel it in your touch. A new dawn is breaking, and I know you don't give up. It's not like you
I can use this to do the rest of the face.
to feel afraid, to disengage. It's not like you. It's not like you. Not like you. It's not like you. It's not like you. Not like you. There is so much love to be found, so much beauty to discern from within. Will you give your heart without
Yeah, I know, I see it too. The hair looks big.
embracing life to live, embracing love to give in the eternal?
But it's just an illusion. Because there's a darker shadow here of the hair, which forms the forehead.
In the eternal. Embracing love to give in the eternal. There is so much love to be found, so much beauty to discern from within. Will you give your heart without
Yeah, just focusing on the hair.
embracing life to live, embracing love to give in the eternal?
this picture is actually a good, because people struggle drawing hands, I know that much, and then you don't even have to, because you don't even have to see the fingers. Well, the tips of the fingers anyway. See the logic of drawing the shade right now?
If you wanna hear the lions roar, you got to crawl through Alice's door. You may have feet of clay, but you are on your way for sure. If you wanna hear the lions roar, you got to crawl through Alice's door. You may have feet of clay, but you are on your way.
We got a change of shading on the hair, right about here, I think. It goes from brown to blonde. So how do you choose a picture? Well, first of all, there's many things that you can do. First, you'll get pictures like this one that will just speak to you, like it did to me. That it moves you, affects you, makes you think. You could just find a chick attractive. Or it can make you think. Music stopped. Out there. But when you come across a picture of someone that you want to draw, just like anything else, it will motivate you and you say, oh, I like this a lot. Now this is kind of a bad habit I got myself into. I kind of got myself into a screw-uppy mess because it's not too bad, but and I can definitely get out of it. I'll come back to that. So you see, the whole point of starting over here is so my hand doesn't come over and rub everything. But naturally I follow the course of the picture around and I follow it down here before I finished. We got a bit of a shadow here, some bits more hair here.
My skin while I am sleeping. I know that you are here with me. I hear you calling my name while I am dreaming. A whisper that's surrounding me. And do you ever feel this way? Our two hearts torn apart. And do you ever think of me? Am I in your dreams? There was so much more to say. If we had another day, in another time, another place, we could have been the story. Could have been here to stay. Always forever. Could have been in your arms. Now we're apart. Could have been our moment. Could have been our heaven. Could have been always.
Just keep an eye on the shadows. You can do faint or very light lines if you really want to, but try to avoid that because it just gives you extra work that you have to fix later. Because you're gonna have to fade it out. The reason why is because not anywhere on this picture is there a line anywhere, so you don't want to see lines on your picture. So we're just doing the arm.
Turn to brown as you walk alone in the empty streets of your town. A fading memory is all you need. Just think of
I'm gonna see. I almost did it in. I just. Because I'm left-handed, I naturally want to go over to the left and go towards the right. But you can't do that. Alright, so let's finish this. And I promise, even if you're right now saying, I wish I could draw like this, you can. There's nothing stopping you. If you really want to, just start with the video number 1, work your way through the videos, and I promise you'll be drawing like this by the end of it. Time, practice, patience. This isn't perfect by any means, don't get me wrong. Again, I will basically do 2 versions of this video. Quick version, short version, and I'll leave this video unedited for the full length version. Yeah, this is starting to come together now, finally. For a moment, I thought I lost it. I thought the picture was getting away from me. Like I was seeing discrepancies that are not perfect with this. To be honest, the most thing with your drawings that you're going to be time consuming, as you can see, is the hair. But the more you spend on it, the better and better it's going to get. As what I did there was just, because there's different shade in here, like it goes from dark brown to a lighter, I wanted a different tone and but not lose the markings. So that's why I used a little bit of eraser there and then shaded it back in. And so I smoothed out the lines and made it lighter just a tad. So because right here it goes from black to grey to light, so that's what I'm trying to emulate in this. Nah. So it looks like the battery is about almost dead. So I may end this here, but not to worry. I'm gonna keep going until the video or the camera runs out of battery. And if you want to know how to draw boobs the correct size and not do a typical guy thing and draw them way too big, I did do a video on that. Admittedly, that was my problem, but I wasn't doing it because I'm a typical guy. I just was always drawing boobs way too bigger than they actually were. So I had to practice.
Keep me to your home, for I'm with no speech, and my thoughts are free. Keep me to your own, hate me, love me more. Take my faith and take my cross, for my heart is yours. Hate me, love me more.
So we've been going for an hour and 6 minutes right now. Doesn't feel like it. I wish I could keep going and recording while it's charging or plugged in, but you can't because the casing that it's in blocks the hole for the battery. But as you can see, what my main original point is, I didn't draw the face, I drew the hair drew the face for me. I didn't draw the hand or the arm, the hair drew the arm and hand for me. I didn't draw her boob, the arm drew the boob for me. And I know you guys are like so used to having a line over the face and everything like that, and you're hesitant to do it any other way, but you don't need them. Those guidelines are a crutch. If you use the guidelines that the normal human body gives you, you don't need those ever again. I am going to be using the other pencils, it's just right now we don't really need them because we're doing the underlayer. These are for the additional shading after the initial layer is done. So when we start to make this darker and I fix the hair. What I could do maybe is once the video does cut out, while it's charging the camera, I can work on the hair and get the hair finished. Like I can continue finishing this. Because I didn't really want to take like an hour, do an hour of showing you how to do hair. And so I'm trying to draw the other stuff. So as you can see, I'm not using any pencil for this, I'm just using the shader.